already. So I have the drum relatively tuned. It's not perfect. I'm going to go around and hit within each, we'll call it goalpost of a tension rod. So like this might be spot 1, 2, 3. I tend to go counterclockwise starting in what is the playing zone, which would be this, over the pedal. And this is where having help is great because you have two sets of ears, two opinions. If two opinions match, you know that it's more likely right. Now, if it's just you doing this, it's whatever feels and sounds the best right there at the drum. Truth is, it's more heard from the audience perspective than your perspective, so having somebody stand 10, 15 feet away is really helpful. So what we're going to do is find each spot, not talk about it necessarily, and compare numbers at the end. Which spot did you like the best? No reason why, just which spot did you like, and then trade. And you might find that you hate the spot that you liked before. So what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna go around counterclockwise, playing in between the tension rods, making a judgment on each one, comparing it with Will, who's gonna be just off camera. And then Will's gonna come and do the same thing while I'm just off camera, and then we might agree and find a spot that's worth changing to. And I'll show you how we do that. But the camera's not gonna pick up the sound or the feel that we're hearing. So while this may be sped up, realize that you don't want to listen to the toning, or rather the tuning of the instrument, because we haven't tuned it yet. We've only roughly put it on center. So here we go. Here's spot 1. I would use that actually. Okay, we're on 7. So. Let's say the numbers that we like at the same time. Ready? 3, 6, 7.
I hated 6 and 7.
Okay.
And 5. They were awful.
Okay, and you liked?
I liked 1 and 2.
Okay, and I liked
3.
And you liked 3.
Yeah.
So 3 might end up being it.
Yeah.
So 3, 6, and 7, and your favorites were?
2 and 3, maybe 1.
Actually, yeah, 1 was the one I said it's not bad. So, but the fact that we like multiples is good.
Yeah.
If we were like, let's try that again. Which, speaking of, yeah, if I had a C grade head, I wouldn't even bother putting it on. No. So.
I was thinking at the beginning, oh, all these sound great.
Yeah.
And then halfway through, I was like, oh, these sound terrible.
Well, that's the thing. I think your ear also warms up a little bit to it.
So, yeah.
So, which ones do you want to hear again?
You said you liked 6 and 7.
Don't worry about what I said. Like, which ones do you want to hear again? Just a quick comparison.
Refresh 2 and 3.
All right, so we're going to do 2 and 3. 1 was the original playing zone. Here's 2. Here's 3. And 1. Here's 1. To me, 1 has a colder effect, but it's not bad. I liked 3, 6, and 7. So one interesting thing about this, the way this works, usually 180 degrees will be a match. So in other words, if you like 1, it's likely that 5 is going to sound good as well. So we're talking 1 is kind of cold, 2 and 3 are good. I liked 6 and 7, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it makes sense that I like those and he likes those. They could both work. So 3 is the one that we definitely both agree on. 6, 7. The nice thing is, again, I graded this as a B. Right now, I'm going to upgrade that to maybe A-. Sometimes that flap in the head isn't a problem at all. In fact, some of the flappy heads end up feeling the best. So that's not a huge part of the grading. It's just a guessing game, really. Your turn. You can either jumble up the numbers, do whatever you want. I'm not going to look. So what I'm doing off camera is just listening. Was that number 6?
Yes.
Okay, keep going. I have 4 of them that I like. I know what they are in my head. Which ones are you liking the most?
I liked 8 and 6. No, 7.
Do you want to redo? Did you go in order, like in a
Yeah.
circle? Okay.
I started here.
I liked 2, 4, 5, and 7. This is a good thing. I mean, they all sound deep.
Right.
But the fact that it would keep coming back to 3 or 5, that one right there, for me anyway, that's kind of leaning towards that. But which ones did you like? You said
8.
8, okay. 7.
3 didn't feel as good on top of it. Or 5.
Okay.
New 5. For some reason. Or maybe it was just the way I was playing it.
Were you playing across the drum?
No.
Okay. Compare that to your 7. So I get more warmth from that one.
This one feels better. At least
Right.
in my hand.
Right.
And then this one, which was 3, I think I didn't mind that either.
Well, the irony is we have to move it because we have to do it for the video.
I think you like this one.
I'm kind of leaning towards that one. Let's. Or you listen to it again. So the nice thing is this is opinion. So it's like your opinion's right, my opinion's right.
Yeah. Or we're both wrong.
Yeah, but it's an opinion, so. There's a little bit of a pop to it, but.
It's a little cold.
I'm not gonna, this is gonna be the weirdest thing, but I see the letter E when I play that. Like it's just like, it has this I
Yeah.
can't explain it. That one so far,
I liked that one.
I do too. I like it better than this one. And this was 5, 6, 7, 8. You had said 8 before. I remember thinking 7 was good and 8 was like okay over there, but I was also up against the door. To me, that one's like deepest and open.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come back here.
Surprise me. Play 2 or 3 different ones and mix that one in there somewhere. It wasn't the first one.
No.
I like the second and the third. Which one was the second?
Second was the one we discussed.
And that was the one I kind of liked the most,
Third one was the second, our second.
which was my second. That makes perfect sense. All right, so what we'll do, yeah, go ahead and like. that's the spot. So even though it's not coming out on camera necessarily, the depth of the sound is nice. There's a nice fundamental. We're not listening to the tuning, but the feel and just the general depth just sounds good. And I hope it does come across on camera, the different sounds that you get from going around the drum. So what we're gonna do is leave the blocks in place, loosen this again, starting with the master screw, loosening all the tension rods back to where there's what I would call a double nickel gap, so it's about 1/8 of an inch. And then one person lifts the hoop, the other turns the head like a steering wheel to get it in the spot. Now one thing I'm gonna do, just to make sure we get to the spot we wanna be at, is put a pencil mark. And before we do that, we're actually gonna find the exact spot first. This is the one we're playing, no. Okay. So even though we're between these two tension rods, just because this spot sounds good doesn't mean that's the center of the good area of the head. Again, no rhyme or reason why this works, but I don't want to go that way. Right there it changes. Can you hear that?
It sounded great. Here.
So what I'm going to do is I put a mark on the timpani head. This mark is going to end up just next to the tuning gauge over here. So that's going to put the Remo logo pretty much over here. So we're going to be moving it 3 spaces, plus or minus a little bit. All right. Right. Let's go ahead and take her down. So we're going to loosen the master screw until it's just right there is good. Still some tension on it. So we've loosened the master screw so there's still tension on the blocks. And then we're going to take the tension rods back up so they're completely disengaged, but still in the barrel nut. There's no reason to take them off. Now, if you don't have the blocks underneath the rocker arm is going to continue to fall as you do this, and it's going to keep tension on those tension rods. We don't want that. Do you want to scoot or hold?
I'll hold.
All right. So Will's going to pick up the head, or rather the hoop. He can pick up from the hoop or the ears, doesn't matter. And I'm going to scoot the head this direction.